Hi, this is Mahesh Sharma, and in this session, we will discuss how to call the Power Automate Flow from the Power Apps. Also, we'll check how to pass the parameters from Power App to Power Flow. Now, we check some points which are important for calling the Power Automate Flow from the Power Apps. First of all, we need to create a Power Automate Flow in which the trigger action should be a Power Apps. It means when we create the Power Flow, so we have to make sure that the trigger of that flow is the Power Apps. Now the steps are: log into Power Apps, create a new flow and create a new app, then configure some control on Canvas. On Canvas, we can take any kind of control. So suppose we take the button, and on the select event of the button, we can add the flow or we can integrate the flow. Then pass parameters. We supply some parameters from Power App to Power Automate Flow. And finally, test the apps. Now we check how to call the Power Automate Flow from the Power Apps. First of all, we check the flow in Power Automate, and so right now we have the two flow: form submit and save Gmail attachment. Now we go to the Power Apps and check the flow section. So we can check the same flow we can view in this area. Now, but there is a condition. To call a Power Automate Flow from the Power Apps, the trigger of that flow must be a Power Apps. If we check this flow, edit, so the trigger of this flow is a when a new message, new response is submitted. It means this flow cannot be called from the Power Apps. Okay, now we check the second one. Also, in the second flow, the trigger is when a new email arrives. It means the trigger of this flow is not a Power Apps. So this flow cannot be called from the Power Apps. So when we call a Power Automate Flow from the Power Apps, we have to make sure the trigger of that flow is a Power App. Now, how to create the flow and call from the Power Apps? So we are in the Power Apps and then flows and new flow. Instant name test flow. The second option you can see it's a Power Apps. According to our condition, if you want to call the Power Automate Flow from the Power Apps, then the trigger of that flow must be a Power App. So select this one, create. Now if we check this one, so no additional information is needed. It means you have to do nothing about this one. Okay, because this is just a trigger. Now second step, say variable and variable initialize variable. Say student roll number, then it's a integer, and now the value, we will take the value from the Power Apps. When we call the this flow from the Power App, then we will supply the value from the Power App. That's why we can take this option from the dynamic ask in Power Apps. Second variable, variable and initialize, then say student name, and now this time string, again take it from the Power App. So ask in Power Apps. Third variable, marks in science, and this is a integer, and value again take it from the Power Apps. Ask in Power Apps. Now new step, you supply the value for this parameter from the Power Apps. Power Flow accept this one and then insert these information in a Google Sheet. So Google Sheet, insert row, and now we check student exam, student. So we have 4 columns in this sheet: roll number, student name, student marks, science marks, and the math marks. So Google student exam, roll number, student name, science marks, and math marks. Okay. Now roll number. So the roll number is coming from where? From the variable, and the variable's value is coming from the Power Apps. So variable student roll number, then student name and student science mark. And we have not taken the variable for this mark science, so we for now we can take some hard code value, say 30. This is done now. Okay, now we save this one. So it is saved now. Now we go to the apps. Now create blank app. Create app test flow. Format tablet. Create. And now we have a canvas. So we have to design this canvas. First of all, we take the button, insert, and a button. Now on this button, when we click the button, so we will call the flow, or this button will trigger the flow. But we have to supply the 3 parameters because we have declared the 3 variable in the flow. So according to the flow, we need to supply the 3 parameters from this app. Okay. First of all, label, and say roll number, and then input box. Rename this one. Rename text roll number. Second label, student name. Input box for the name. Rename this one. Text student name. And finally, marks. Science marks. Input box. Rename it. Say text science marks. So design is complete now. Now button. Select this button. On the click of this button, we have to call the flow. So action and Power Automate. So you can see recently we created a flow, and whose trigger was the Power Apps. That's why that flow we can view here. Now select this flow and wait for the adding this flow to this button. So this is done now, but we have an error on the button. Reason: this is the test flow.run, and we need to supply the parameters. How many? 3 parameters. First parameter, text roll number dot. Second one, text student name. third one, text, science marks. Now, bracket close, so error gone. Now, so we are passing the three parameters, but the important thing is how do we know which parameter is for the which variable? So it's a sequence. First parameter, first variable, student roll number. Second parameter, second variable, student name. And third one is the roll number, marks in science. So this is sequence and you have to take care of this one. Now, I run this application and say value 100, student name say Sanjay and science and marks say 88. Now click button. Okay. Now check our Google Sheet. In Google Sheet we have the roll number 100, name Sanjay, marks, science marks 88, and this is the hard-coded value. So this is how you can call the Power Automate Flow from the Power Apps and supply the parameter from the Power App to Power Flow. So guys, this was all about the how to call the Power Automate Flow from the Power Apps. Thanks for watching the video.